our game. Yeah, the other teams don't know what maps are we playing, but it does make sense, you know. I mean, we're just gonna play our game. That's it.
And how confident are you just in your map pool right now? How many maps would you say you have if you don't tell me the maps?
All 7.
All 7. Neela, you're smiling. I'm not sure if I believe you yet, but we'll have to wait and see. Thank you very much for your time, man, and good luck going into the matches.
Sounds like that practice, that preparation for EG, it's been going exponentially well. All 7 maps in the map pool. You heard it here first.
They have 7 maps in the map pool, and he's going to outcall Kerrigan. Do you want any of that copium as well? Should I put some strawberry on it, or that take it to the bank?
Yeah, moving on. Let's talk about another new addition to the side of EG, because Hex, I was actually catching up with Connor and Mo. They were telling me a little bit. American prodigy, he's going to be coming in again. Another kind of question mark about this EG roster, and also it should be automatic here in this A squad, but actually Rush is going to be standing in for him as well. So a lot of different moving parts, a lot of maybe unanticipated things.
And this is where it annoys me a little bit, because Hex, yeah, a young promising player coming in. I think that's interesting. Again, the new approach, trying to bring in some new blood to the team. It's not that I don't want to see Rush being the stand-in for automatic, but once you have automatic not being here for whatever reason, then bring in some other talent. We've seen Rush over and over again. He's been around for a long, long time. Fair enough if you still want to give a go at it, but do that in one of the other teams and then bring in some more of that new blood. This is kind of like a bag of mixed signals for me, right? You're having a new approach, you're having 15 players on contract, you're bringing in Hex, and then you still go back to Rush when you need a stand-in. Not too sure I like that one.
And maybe a red warning light as well, because our first opponent, it is going to be none other than Faze Maniac.
Faze indeed, Faze who have reigned over 2022, that is for sure. I think the best of 5 against Navi and Cologne was a culmination of a great rivalry, and now they are currently sitting in the throne. I'm just going to put it out there. I think FaZe have absolutely nothing to prove here, and if anything, it might be the best time to play against them, because I would not bat an eye. I would not care if FaZe were to lose all their games today, because I have so much trust in that team, and I have so much trust in their power that in any case in the gauntlet they will come back. They might be a very easy target right now, because if you're FaZe, why would you not just relax a little bit?
Yeah.
The most well-rounded roster in the entire world is FaZe. So you're right, even if they were to disappoint here a little bit, even if they were to lose a couple of maps, it should be just fine for these guys. They're coming in, they're going to have a way of ease into the season, and again, maybe even experiment with the map pool as well.
Exactly.
Trying to implement some new maps, trying to try out some new tactics. We get to see it right here in Inferno.
We're not
really, but still, let's see how the approach is going to be. I assume FaZe is just going to run down into EG's faces. I heard Kerrigan say it a couple of times. The way they want to win Counter-Strike game is by running down to the faces of their opponents, even against
they can do that.
EG. They can do that if they want to.
Yeah, no, I don't think anybody is doubting FaZe coming into this, particularly looking at the last season. You alluded to it, Maniac, just reigning terror over basically all of their opposition. They're managing to get that crown in Cologne as well. That was huge for Kerrigan and his own mentality. He was saying he would have actually regarded that season as a failure. They didn't get the crown, but they did, so all's restored.
That was an excellent season from Kerrigan. We can have a look at the predictions as well. I think all of us went with FaZe on that one. We didn't really give EG the time of day. Look, I would be surprised if FaZe are mentally able to bring in their 100% level right now, because we are post-break, because of what they've accomplished in 2022, but they do not need the 100% to win. They have so much talent, such a high level, that 80, hell, 70% will be enough for FaZe to win, and I have no doubt about it.
I want to hear what's up with Moses' mental state of mind right now for picking big against Heroic.
Big, yeah.
I mean, it's a close game. I can sort of like justify it in a sense, but I think we all agree that Heroic are supposed to be a better.
Try to understand Jason for a long time now, and
yeah, that's not a good hole to go down. Well, before we get into that one, we have to get into the match upper hand. It is EG taking on none other than FaZe in their debut here in Copenhagen. It is going to be going down on Inferno, and it's coming up with Jason and Anders after this.
Momo.
ready? Jason, how are you feeling? You ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready for this, absolutely. First look at EG. We got all the first look at Complexity yesterday with their new addition. Started out well, didn't end so well. Liquid looked good at the start, didn't end so well. Now we get EG. And who knows? They might not even look good at the start.
Could be another day for NA, maybe?
Maybe.
It's questionable. The odds are not looking favorable at the moment. I don't think that's really surprising. I don't think anyone knows what we're even going to get with this lineup, but it will be interesting to find out.
Yeah, that's, I mean, also, I mean, not just the new additions as well. You just add the extra gut punch of also Rush having to come back and step in for Automatic for the tournament. He was relegated down to one of the other rosters within the EG umbrella, I guess we'll call it.
Yeah, it's a lot happening, a lot going on, a lot unpacked over on that side. Let's see how it affects them. We're live with the game. It's on Inferno, and EG will be starting on the T side with Faze on the CT side. So we'll see how that goes.
It's nice of us to give EG a nice, easy warm-up game to start things, to get comfortable with each other. Nothing like facing the #1 team in the world right out of the gate. There's my boy Breeze. He's back.
Well, at one point in time, Breeze was ranked very highly in the world. Oh, nice shot to bring down Kerrigan. That's beautiful. Yeah, keep it going like this.
Call it. Order the champagne. This game's done.
We're ready. A couple of kills, that's all you need. Roki taking a risk to try and bring the team back. I have to appreciate it, because if he doesn't, the round is probably lost no matter what. So the fact that he got a kill and still escapes is pretty cool to see. And they're already here trying to go for the retake. The bomb's not quite planted yet, but just a matter of time.
Ooh, yeah, this gives him a chance at the retake. Get a little bit lucky. One quick kill here. Good shot from Cirque. That puts down Brokey. It's just Twist left with his teammate Rops over towards the choke point. 2 on 3. There's no kit in either one of these players, so it's got to be fast.
Rops is certainly looking for it. Finding the corner. Twist is out of it, so that's unfortunate. Cirque gonna land that kill, and now he's even being flanked in the middle of retake, so yeah, if there was a chance, it had to be probably a quick 2-2 and then trying to see if you can find that bomb defuse and force somebody out of it. Nicely played at the end for EG. Super conservative, not really showing any kind of a fight at the end, knowing that on the other side they had to come for that retake. So, well done. What a start.
Yeah, I mean, it helps when Breeze just bangs out 2 opening kills like that. You don't even really have to talk about tactics at that point. 5 on 3, you have complete banana control, just march towards that B bomb site. So, pistol round to the North Americans. Looking for an upset. Nobody predicted them, so it would just be oh so fitting if they were able to pull it off.
I feel like that's it's always a good time when that happens.
I guess we should say as well, we don't really get too much time, but I know they'd mentioned on the desk, happy birthday to Counter-Strike.
I know, it's crazy, isn't it? 10 years.
Just flew by.
That's hard to it's hard to imagine. But yet, it is true. Rain stepping into the fight just a little bit, hoping for anyone that he could find, but looks like EG want to stay safe over here in Banana. They were there initially, but going to be backing off.
Didn't do a great job of that. Hex is down to 18 HP just through Molotovs and nades without even seeing anyone. So early victory in Banana for FaZe Clan, but now the rifles relocate towards middle. Deagle shoots out at Rap side corner. And EG's just patient behind all the utility. Minute left on the clock.
There's only one smoke left as well on Twist, so they can afford to be patient now. They're going to find out pretty soon that there's not that much more to slow them down with. And then they just have to avoid the Deagles.
This is a good time to just kind of go through the list of obstacles that EG has. Obviously, 2 new players with Neelan and Hex coming into the roster. Obviously, Rush coming back in for Automatic is an issue. We still have the question marks about Breeze and Cirque finding some kind of resurgent form, any kind of impactful form that they can have. And then you add, I mean, one of those 2 new players is the in-game leader. So you have an entirely new kind of philosophy and system of calling tactics within the team. So a lot of issues for EG coming into this match.
But then again, if they take down FaZe, what a start it will be. So a lot to win. If they manage to do that, that's going to give some confidence to everybody, surely. They managed to get past the pit, which is great news, and they're going to get the bomb plant. And FaZe, not surprised if they just kind of maybe linger around for a couple of kills, but ultimately save the win.
I gotta say, I brought it up as like an obstacle, and it truly is, but Rush, for me, has always been like one of those super underrated players in North America.
I agree.
Yeah, I've always liked seeing him on teams, and I mean, when you look at some of the biggest successes in North America, the old Optic lineup that kind of got one of the first big trophies for NA, the Cloud9 team that won the major, Rush has been involved in those. So I don't know. I really like Rush as a player. Happy to see him here.
I feel like if you spent a whole day watching just demos from Rush point of view, you'd have to constantly say, oh, he's creating like really great openings for his teammates here, or he's doing a lot of work in the background that you're not realizing. He's not going to get the credit for it, but he's really like, he's working all of the background
He's like the intangibles player.
Yeah, which is it's a thankless job because, again, it's really hard to see in the middle of a match. You might not realize like how many opportunities he actually created for the rest of the team. So it's just how it is, I guess.
He's had some odd downturns too. I mean, I don't want to say he's devoid from criticism in that sense either. He's had some rough stretches in the previous EG lineup as well coming into this. But I'd like to see him just have one really nice event on the way out. Go out on a high note.
Yeah, that would be nice. And I agree, Breeze and Cirque. I mean, we definitely need to see a lot more out of those two. What was the high ranking for Breeze at one point? I swear he was he in the top 10 at one of these years?
Breeze?
Yeah. No,
I don't think he was in the top 10.
I swear he was high up there at one point. Anyway,
we can find out.
Certainly Cirque as an AWP are also super highly rated. But it's been a minute since we've seen anything like that, so I want to get that back a little bit. They lose Breeze, speaking of which, early on in the round. 3-man stack over at the bomb site, and already EG have spent a lot of utility to try and burn out some of the back corners, but the one smoke really slowed them down. So now they don't have those nades anymore, and they don't have the bomb site. A little bit unfortunate here. Actually, it's turned into a 4-man stack at the moment. Only Twist holding over at that A corner.
And they kind of had this similar sort of setup, not this much of a lean in the previous round where EG just kind of walked out Halls dry. X should be able to get at least one here. So we've evened things up at 4. Rops and Rain are tagged down very low. More danger from the Deagles. That's the FAMAS coming through, and it's been well traded by Hexed. Back to the A bomb site we go, where Twist has been waiting this whole time.
Yeah, standing out a little bit of an off angle, but walking in like that. I'm actually shocked that he got that kill. Well done. Goes to pick up the Galil and tries to buy a little bit of time with the flashbang. They're in some trouble now. 25 seconds. Neelan and Hext have to try and find a way to get that bomb plant at the very least. That's a strong headshot to bring down Twist. Well done. That might actually bring them back. The health there on Rops and on Rain, not looking that great at the moment. So a real chance now for EG to secure this third round, which they probably should have had all along, but gotta be real careful.
Yeah, what an attempt from Twist as well. Unfortunately, just the overpowering weaponry of EG is going to take his smart play out of any kind of position. Rops is the last one left. And this is just going to dwindle down. No kit, no time. Going to have to be aggressive at some point, and EG's playing this very smart. That's a shot and a half, but still goes down.
I was going to say, even if they don't challenge him there, if the bomb goes up, eventually he could actually bring one or both of them down. So there might have even been a world in which just staying alive for a long time there for Ops would have even worked out, but that's one hell of a shot.
I have the answer. Breeze in 2019 was the number 8 rated player in HLTV's top 20.
There we go.
Yeah, so you were correct. Number 8 in 19 and number 20 in 2020.
Some of those neurons in my brain found a...
Yeah, they're still firing. They've still got connections.
It's good times. Yeah, so, I mean, I don't know where he is now on the scoreboard. It's going to be quite a bit low. So... You want to see him return to some of that style. Maybe not, doesn't have to shoot straight back up to top 8, but just start to get back up there.
Yeah, we'll be content with just the first step forward at this point. 3-0 for EG. Solid start against Faze here on Inferno. Brokey's going to be aggressive in Halls, peering down the stairs with the AWP. Rops aggressive as well for a 1-2 punch, and they might not need the second one.
Oh, that smoke is so close. Rob still had his back turned. If that hadn't gone up, he would have been dead, but as it turns out, instead, Breeze going down, trying to see if he could work the angle of it. That is so crazy. Rain, he saw just the foot before the flash came through, wanted to try and turn for it. Kerrigan is here, though, and he's going to try and buy some time, slowing them down with the flashbang. Enough for Brokey to come on over and straight take down Cirque. That's a great start here. Missed the shot on Neelan, though. And if he's quick about it, maybe get the kill on a bomb plant, but otherwise, they're going to get a lot closer, so has to hurry, and Kerrigan real far back at the bomb side, able to find him. It's a good round here.
Yeah.
3 people surviving on the side of Faze.
Yeah, nice patient play as well. Kerrigan just doing a good job of kind of pouncing off all the aggression from his teammates. First, Rain pushing down Banana, grabs 1 kill after that, then Brokey with the op, and Kerrigan just plays it slow and gets 1 more at the end. Op recovered as well, passed over to Brokey.
What were you doing, Jason, when CSGO came out? What plans in your life were derailed by this game?
Plans. What are these plans you speak of in 2012?
I'm sure you had something.
I was working at a car factory. I was making I was doing plastic mold injection.
There we go.
Making vehicle grills. Classic Michigan job.
Could have kept doing something useful for the world.
I worked a job that almost killed me, actually. So shout out to CSGO, got me out of there.
You end up injecting yourself with the plastic.
It's like my job was like I was. We'll go through this while it's an eco round. Just it's called a die setter. So I had like the big molds that weighed like 10 tons, 12 tons. Pick them up by cranes, drop them into a machine, bolt them in, put all the connections up. And one day the hook holding one of the 10-pound molds broke.
Oh.
And snapped and would have hit me if it weren't for a steel pole in front of me.
Nice.
Put a nice big dent in this thick steel pole. So I have that mounted in my house. The hook that almost killed me.
That's great.
It's about 12 inches away.
I like it. I mean, I don't like the part where you died, but still. That's exciting. Yeah, so all right. That's a saved by Counter-Strike again. That's nice.
Yeah.
Ooh, good job. Rob's coming up with a couple of kills there. They only lose a single player. So it's worth keeping an eye on. 3 people living in the previous round, 4 of them in this round, and they're going to keep building the money, which is ultimately going to be a real big problem for EG if it goes like this. Oh, shit. Wow.
Right through the edge of the wall.
I was going to say the second one was harder than the first one.
Yeah, it really was. Oh, you never know. Those little like slow creeps into your crosshair are really awkward shots at times. Here we go. Round 6, it's 3-2. EG with a 1-round lead. Banana control has been a struggle outside of the pistol round for EG. They've taken a lot of damage here. Previous round as well. Rain and Kerrigan did a good job shutting it down. And there's Twist with the deep nade to the bottom of mid to find a kill onto Nealon.
Yeah, that's a struggle, definitely, and you're right. Faze, but then again, I'm not really surprised. They do have a pretty good setup over here. Kerrigan and Rain. A lot of the time, you can probably trust Rain to try and hold this on his own if need be. Pop flash in hand for Rain if anything happens. And right now, Faze look content to just have Twist on that slightly forward position in middle. That's kind of the most information they have at the moment. Brokey now taking over on the other side. So nice little back and forth going on over there. Twist falling back into the bomb side, but Brokey now taking Archway instead. So they keep having a look into what's happening in middle, which is great for the CT side. Get some information. Down to 40 seconds at the moment. Looks like they're going to come back and try and hit this bomb site, which could work out. Kerrigan has no more smokes, neither does Rain, so they have a chance at it.
It's kind of all they have left at this point. 40 seconds on the clock, you have no map control, you have no mid control, and your player down. Yeah, just fall into the B hit. And you can see Faze already knows it's coming. There's an early rotation to get Brokey over here as well. Likely to boost up Rain, but Kerrigan, he's going to get one. Rush looking in the wrong direction. There's the boost up and impact from Brokey's off. Still focused on Kerrigan and still can't get the job done. EG thrust back into Banana. It's just Cirque remaining, and he's going to go down nice and easy from Twists, and we're all tied up.
With nobody going down, so they're building even more money on the Faze side of things. I think that was well done. But, I mean, again, I still think with the one smoke towards CT spawn and the fact that there were no counter nades coming out really from the CT side, if they'd got the opening kill on Kerrigan or Rain in there, that maybe could have worked out. It could have been fun to see. Just not possible here. Kerrigan doing a great job at minimizing his exposure, getting the kill, staying alive, and then getting the follow-up here. Just too much to handle. 3-3, all tied up, which is real bad news for EG. Again, if you want to cause an upset in a game like this, you really need to...
Especially starting on the T side of Inferno, like the first recipe for an upset here would be, control the economy out of the pistol round, run up to like a 5-6-0 lead, something like that. Kerrigan with a little, just perfunctory clear of logs or tree, didn't really go all the way deep, so there's still Nealon just hiding there. Just a P250 on him, but that could catch Kerrigan off guard.
Yeah, just pretending to do it, kind of like going through the motions a little bit. We'll see if timing is going to be with them. Oh, nicely done. Good start here, and Rain's going to be really careful. Shutdown, wallbang headshot from the Deagle through the board up there. And Breeze is going to be finding Twists, so this is looking amazing for EG, just as we talked about how they need to keep Faze down and how this is a little bit of a worrying start. This kind of a round is huge for them.
Yeah, all provided by Nealon. All provided essentially by the kind of like 50% clear of tree from Kerrigan. One little mistake with massive consequences, and they're going to take the 1-round lead, EG. Cool.
It's good, but ultimately the money on Faze is still so strong at the moment. Even just winning 3 in a row, that they're going to be good to buy.
And you're not going to get too many more rounds like that against Faze. Yeah, but it's nice to have one for sure. I mean, even part of the other issue too with that kind of you know, not really clearing tree and thinking there's no danger in that point is Rain is also well overcommitted to that position where he gets stuck in a situation where he can't get out either. That's an even bigger disaster. The op goes down, so all that money built up, Brokey's going to have to reinvest everything he's got to get a full kit with the AWP.
Oh, it's real interesting now. That's actually losing a lot, yeah.
They're playing very slow in B.
And also, all right.
Kerrigan calling out, they're playing very slow in Banana, very slow in B, so imagine they're going to start holding their nades a little bit more Phase, not going for the full utility dump all the way down. Play for the late game, the late round situations.
Well, it's true. I mean, we've talked about the previous round how, you know, even if EG didn't have a lot of options, they hit a bomb site with no grenades left, so that is true. Nice start from Brokey, taking down Cirque. Again, Banana early fight being won here behind the Faze side.
That's actually huge. I mean, look at the B defenders. Look at Kerrigan and Rain. Only Rain has used, what, like a flashbang and a nade or a Molotov and a flashbang, whatever it might have been. But, I mean, really 2 nades used, and Brokey's still able to find the opening pick with the op. So they kind of changed the look. While EG's expecting this barrage of utilities and fire to come at them, it's just an op peeking down with a clear line of sight.
They really do slow it down afterwards. Taking control of Boiler Room, though, and I'm assuming control of middle to follow it up, so it's kind of what we expect. But this time, Brokey's on the other side, so that is kind of the hallmark, I think, of any good Inferno AWPer is just being in a new position every time you get a kill. Keep moving, make it real hard to guess where the next fight's going to be happening. They don't have much of a choice here either. Might as well try and go through. Flash is pretty decent, but Rain is right on top. And that's a great couple of kills. Gonna pick up the bomb here, Nealon, but I'm not sure what could be accomplished. Gonna go for the bomb plant, and the grenade will actually take him down. No bomb plant allowed. Good defense, and obviously Brokey being very active with that AWP.
Yeah, EG's at the point now in the game, I think, where they've got to be able to, they've got to start putting some pressure on the A bomb site as well. They're going to have to start seeing if they can find some success there, which I would imagine is a pretty scary prospect, especially when you have Brokey like this, shutting down Breeze over in Boiler. But, I mean, you've kind of gone back to the B bomb site with quite consistency, with a decent amount of consistency here, and if you can't establish success on the other side of the map, Faze is going to be able to cheat and stack that bomb site.
A little bit more speed behind it this time. I mean, they were denied this kind of a play earlier just from, I think, nade damage, but quick boost over, trying to see if they can put some pressure on. There are 3 people here early on, so got to be real careful. And flashed in, running for it is Rain, and he gets the headshot on Nealon right away. So I appreciate the change pace for EG trying to get that done, but they got caught by that flashbang perfectly.
Perfect. Ooh, nice shot from Brokey. 5-on-3, no one's gone down, and Brokey with his op is starting to be a force. 10 kills for him. He's been all over the map. We saw the pick on Breeze and Boiler in the previous round. We've seen a number of good kills down Banana as well. So it's starting to get real difficult for EG to read where that op is going to be positioned.
It's Rush actually getting hit through the smoke like that. Fairly annoying when you're just trying to get a little bit of control here. Cirque going to be spotted as well, and he's dead. Will be dead once Kerrigan comes through again. Shots from the smoke there from Kerrigan. He's going to land a shot on Breeze as well, leaving Rush in pretty much an unwinnable position here. He's going to be fouled by Rain. I don't know even if trying to plant the bomb would have been a better choice necessarily. So
even if he wanted to, Kerrigan had just dropped into pit as well. Kerrigan was always going to be the snake in the grass to prevent that kind of a plant coming out. So Faze is really starting to work EG, and outside of the hiccup of Kerrigan not checking all the way through tree, there's been no problems for Faze since round 4.
So tricky for EG that one of the PCs apparently is blown up. Oh, it might not be the problem, I don't know. I'm just,
yeah, we didn't actually get word on that one.
The little graphic just, you know, makes it look like it. So either way, a little bit of a technical timeout as we get a chance to regroup on the EG side. They are playing the T side of Inferno, so I guess, you know, all things considered, things aren't looking so bad.
Yeah, they're not in a horrible place. You know, having 4 rounds at this stage of Inferno on T side, you get 1 or 2 more, and I think you're going to be pleased. You're going to be you're never going to be comfortable against Faze, but you're going to be looking at the scoreboard with the number and saying, all right, this is an adequate number of rounds that we can work with.
Yeah, so we're going to play 2-on-2 right now.
I also feel like sometimes when you put together a lineup like this one, I mean, you at least, you want to be in a position where you get to play some of your rounds and get to show some of what you could do so that you have stuff to go back and look at. It can be kind of heartbreaking sometimes when you're playing, you know, the best team in the world and you get you get like 3 rounds overall, and you're like, well, there's not a lot to study. I mean, you can also study the rounds that you lost, I guess, but it's nice to have a sense of something working. I'd say EG are showing that right now, so it's a pretty decent position to be in. Unfortunately, though, for them, the money is not that great. The Eagles, a Glock, and a Tech 9 there on Hexed, and we'll see if that's going to be enough to create an opening. It was once, but like you pointed out, that's probably not going to be happening again here.
Ooh, Rain, he spotted one deep. Gotta be careful about close. That's the Tech 9 caught yet again with a lack of information of where these pistols have positioned themselves. Up to Kerrigan to try and recover. He's found the equalizer, now looking for the rebuttal from Hex, who's going to play this very passively, very conservatively.
Yeah, but still a bit scary, and it gives up an AK up there. So more to fight with on the EG side. Ticking past the minute mark now. Rops, that's a nice flashbang, timed perfectly. Couldn't find a kill on him, but still, good little trick. Bomb is at the bottom of T mid, so I want to be at least keeping an eye on that and make sure that that doesn't get lost in the middle of all of the chaos. But Faze still seem like they're not under that much pressure here. Putting out their final smoke at about 40 seconds.
This ain't Vitality. Rush is going to go pick it up. No concerns with the bomb.
It's good. I like it. We have a couple of teams like that come into some really funky situations.
It's just funny that it's Vitality that I feel is like the most known for just leaving the bomb way back, because they have some of the most experienced players we have in the scene and overall. They've got like 7 or 8 major trophies between all of them.
Because everyone's thinking, well, we've got so much experience, someone else is going to be watching this, surely.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, I can forget about it because the other guys aren't going to.
Twist with a good finish there, but that was a 2-on-4 with almost no time and obviously no real utility to set it up with. So not too surprising that they come out on top of that one. And FaZe just seem to be getting back into the groove of things here. Still building that money. As we see if EG could find something else. Still seems to be very much focused on getting Banana and eventually executing into the B-bomb site. Haven't seen too many exciting wraps on the A-bomb side or even wraps through CT spawn into B. There are a lot of options on Inferno. But like you pointed out, I guess with a brand new in-game leader, there's just a limit to how deep you even push things.
Certainly, and a limit to like how much improv he can bring into the equation, because you're still trying to kind of figure out the comfort level of your team. And I mean, you can even see it in the pregame interview. Nealon, not the most confident answers, and I mean, understandably, he's in an entirely new situation with an entirely new group of players who play a completely different way of Counter-Strike than he's grown up in. So a lot of moving parts at the moment with EG. So I think for this event for me with EG is just like, let's see what we're working with. You know?
I thought he had a great origin story.
Okay.
How did you get into EG? Well, got an email.
That's how easy it is.
It's great. Great stuff. 2-for-1 trade, though. A nice early headshot there over at Archway, but unfortunately, they get a little bit more back on the FaZe side. And again, the clock is running down. Speaking of that earlier hint that Kerrigan was talking about, you know, how they play slow over at the B-bomb site. Now we're a little bit later in, and they had a smoke down at about 45 seconds or so. They still have 2 Molotovs left, so you can tell FaZe are trying a little bit more to save some of the nades. Maybe not as many as you'd want over at the B-bomb side, but still. They should have something for a retake if it comes to it. 25 seconds, and I don't even know. They are almost not doing anything here.
This is a fake. I don't mind this at all. This isn't a bad fake whatsoever. They're using all the attention they've given to the B-bomb site throughout this half to pull an extra defender over. Brokey's now committed, but you have to get through Rops. And yeah, that's hard. That's not easy. 8 seconds on the clock. Cirque just making his way up at the bomb. There's no time. I mean, I don't mind the fake call.
No, you're right.
Cirque had to be way more aggressive in trying to come through with Nealon to at least attempt to trade that kill, right? You can't just leave it up to Nealon to find it and get a free bomb site. You have to be there being aggressive with him to make sure you can get into that bomb site. The fake was sprung, and the fake worked. Just the other side of it never sprung into action.
Or even if everything had played out the same, but they had 20 more seconds on the clock, it could have been a very different round as well. But it felt like that was, yeah, it was real late, unfortunately.
It's just an opportunity that slips away, right? Because you're saying even if Circa's coming up a second or two after this, even if he's not there for the immediate trade, at least then you have the information of where Rops is positioned. At least then you can go for a fight with the information. Just no opportunity for that at all.
Looked like that little exchange in the middle could have been dangerous for Brokey and Hex both, but nobody dies, so they can both continue to fight in the round. Rain, that's a gap. Oh, no way! That's just random, right? He didn't hear it. There's no way.
I got nothing for you. I would assume so.
That's. It looked like there was no smoke on Rain's screen, and you shot him right in the head as he jumped up, like he caught him.
It's all going wrong for EG. 2 Deagles and 2 AK-47s stalled out by utility. They've got 3 smokes to work with, 2 flashbangs. However, they do have 4 defenders here, and Rain is positioned at the car at Banana, so he's got a deep angle down. Rain also has a Molotov for defense if he does get pressured for whatever reason. So Faze has complete control of the map, complete control of the situation, and no reason for them to feel uncomfortable.
Nealon probably realizing that there was someone jump spotting that one. So they have some good info. Carrigan is brought back, but it's possible that he just dropped a couple of nades behind Rain and just, you know, is now making his way back. Ooh, missed shot here from Twist, but eventually he'll make up for it with a double anyway, so all is forgiven. Carrigan showing up for a minute 2. Gonna lose a couple of players in this round, but with 20 seconds, it's hard to see how Breeze could easily win this one. Brokey's just waiting in off angle. But even if he wasn't, even if he just stayed tucked deep in, that probably would have been a winning move as well, just because of the time that was left. So, yeah. An expensive round for Faze, but they don't care anymore, I think.
No, not at all. I think at this point, you're exactly right. Let's see. Okay. Might have heard like a little footstep on the run to jump up, but regardless, good looking play. Twist even tucking himself into the cubby as Carrigan rotates over to add 1 on top of it. 8-4. 3 rounds left. And that's why Faze kind of stops caring about any losses they incur in these rounds. Yeah. They've got money to buy no matter what happens.
They're in a good position. Cirque on that AWP nowhere near the output of Brokey. I mean, he's playing the T side of Inferno, so that could be part of it, but you'd love to see him try and open up some of these rounds because they need it. Nealon, though, opening up on Carrigan and not getting flashed to Brain, trying to set that up for his captain, but didn't work out this time. So another good opening on Banana that they absolutely have to build on. I feel like EG need the last 3 rounds here just to start to feel a little bit better about what's going on in Inferno. Going to be boosting up, so bringing Twist over. Does leave Arch very vulnerable at the moment. I still do. I mean, it's a risky play, but I love the fact that Faze seem to be really determined to find out what's happening in middle pretty much all throughout this first half.
I just like that they're like challenging at these choke points, right? Like another kill for Brokey before any kind of control or any kind of presence can be established by EG. I like the fact that they're just like, you know, come test. We'll challenge all of these and see if you can actually gain map control. Twist has a big job to do, boost it up.
Yes, he does, but it's a nice shot. He falls down and robs on the other side by Arch. He was spotted by Brokey out there, Breeze, so they knew what was coming. The fact that Brokey saw that just means everything. Cirque now on his own. Unbelievable return. Sends a bullet through the smoke to catch Twist. That is wild. But he still has a huge job on his hands here. 1 versus 2. Not sure quite where they're coming from, and they're already on top of him with the nade and the headshot, and that'll absolutely take him out. So, nice retake from Faze, but that actually looked winnable for a minute there for EG.
Yeah, it's just such a, I mean, a 1v2 at the B-bomb site, certainly winnable. It's just, I mean, you get this 1v2 with that fortunate shot through the smoke, and then the other 2 players are already there and arriving. Cirque doesn't have a whole lot of time, a whole lot of options in that situation.
Nothing you do about that.
No, not at all. 8-4.
Twist is one of the, I think, more inspirational players in sort of, in terms of his dedication to the game.
Sure.
It's so crazy. I mean, you obviously, you know, this better than most people, but yeah, I asked him a question at one point. I remember about, you know, the player break and like how he'd spend his time and all the rest of it. He's like, just kind of want to play more Counter-Strike. Like, it sounded like he didn't really want much of a player break at all.
No, it's easy. Yeah, I mean, he's a bit of a grinder, and I mean, obviously, when you're on the best team in the world and you've had the year that Faze is having, it's easy to enjoy playing Counter-Strike and want to play more Counter-Strike, right? It's when you're losing, can you still find that motivation to keep playing?
Yeah, that is a good point. He's in a prime position at the moment, and his mechanics are crazy, so you can see how it's paying off as well. 9-4, and the 14th round is here. Faze winning 5 in a row, and Rox might get the opening. Indeed, the timing is perfect for it. Very difficult when you're coming up the stairs like that on the T side. Rush out of the round. see. Still some banana control being attempted from the EG side, but again, they're being naded back here. Another deep Molotov to go back with a grenade on top. Ooh, actually, it does blow up Hext anyway. Didn't think that was going to be enough damage.
Yeah, this is FaZe just taking all the liberties at the moment, now deep into the half, and they realize they've kind of put EG in a place where they are a little bit afraid to challenge, a little bit afraid to be aggressive and assertive. So FaZe is just like, yeah, if we're going to have this much space on the CT side, yeah, we'll push up, we'll throw nades down. Rain with some trigger discipline, calling it out to Kerrigan. Oh, that's awkward. That's really unfortunate.
I mean, they're still probably going to come out on top, but that trigger discipline almost backfiring a bit. Twist with a nice shot there at the end, and it's 10 on the board for FaZe.
Yep, Kerrigan just cracking up. He's like, thanks, man. I'll take those 2 kills.
Nicely done. I feel like that that issue of thinking that you've probably just already got the kill and moving on to the next target is one of the more frustrating experiences.
Yeah,
in the game.
Rain's brain was obviously like double kill.
Yeah,
Double kill to triple kill. Gotta get that first one.
15th round, and the good start for EG based on winning the pistol, which got them the first 3 rounds, is now.
You want me to put it in even worse terms for you?
Go on, tell me.
EG hasn't won a single gun round.
Yeah, that's a good point. And Nealon just...
They won the pistol in the 2 rounds after that. You know, one was a force buy, one was a save from FaZe, and then later on they just kind of won a sneaky round with pistols that they caught Kerrigan off guard. But that was a save round that they won, was their 4th.
Trying to switch it up and going for an explosion out of apartments. I like it because they have been going a lot for the B-bomb site, so it's an attempt to try and change things up. They almost got shut down doing it, but now at least they have the bomb plant. Cirque and Breeze, 2 versus 3 with a bomb plant, and a pretty quick rotation coming in on the side of FaZe. So they are at least here. Not quite sure where the remaining player is. They probably know one of them is down towards that pit area, but graveyard for Breeze. I like this.
It's gonna be a tough hold. Rain taking his time clearing things out. They're real deep into the timer. This retake has got to begin now. Breeze, important shot here on Rain. Nails it. Straight headshot. Traded by Twist with the AWP. Inside of the smoke, Cirque has one. He's spamming down. That's Brokey. Comes out the other side. Impossible for Cirque to know. And even that round is ripped away. 11-4 half for FaZe.
Oh, that is absolutely brutal. Going to be a hard recovery for EG in the second half, which is coming right up. Who's your favorite CS player of the last 10 years?
Mine is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
I love that the most about them, how calm they are.
We're all gonna get hate comments for this segment. I thought a lot about the sort of the 10-year thing. That changes things. You have to sort of think back quite a bit. For me, partly some 1.6 probably bias, and partly just the fact that he's an AWP player. So I picked Fallen.
Oh, it wasn't Markelov.
It could have been. It was tempting for a minute. I have a soft spot in my heart in general for AWP players, but especially the style that Fallen does, the kind of the ability to sort of, you know, fight close range with it at the best of times.
Fallen will be swarmed, killing the short player, knowing that the second was still up on grave. He waits, he wins.
I think it's so exciting, and it's like there are players that play a more crazy and sometimes even more entertaining version of AWP, but usually they kind of fall flat on that. Like it doesn't have the same like return on investment over time.
For me, he's like the second most inventive and successful IGLs of all time. In terms of like basically creating maps, like the way people play Train after like Luminosity SK days, all because of him. And he was doing it as an IGL opping, which until the point that he did that, no one believed that that was the right thing to do.
He's definitely hit some points that no other players have.
Yeah.
You know, where he's best player, arguably, and IGL and Opper, and creating the meta of this game in 2016.
I think for me, there are some players where even if you put them in like a 1 versus 4 at like the worst of times with only 20 seconds left, like there's some part of me that always thinks like he could still do, like this could really still happen, you know? And Fallen is just somehow forever in that category.
It's my favorite CSGO player. It's always been Neo and Forest, but obviously Neo, he is still playing, but he's not been playing in a tier 1 LAN in a while now.
I think it's tough for me to say, but I think Forest or Neo, one of those two, because they also made the transfer from 1.6 to CSGO, and I feel like the way they are as human beings, I love that the most about them, how calm they are. Every time I talk to them, I just feel like it's a friend I have for life, you know. And
Welcome back, everybody. You know what I really wish, Jason? I wish that EG were allowed to bring all of the players and they could swap them out like between halves or even between rounds. Like a new guy just sits down. And,
You have like an extra 5 PCs set up, and it's just like tag in, join the server now.
yeah, you're up.
Yeah, like a shift change in hockey.
That'd be amazing. They might need that right now because things have gone off the rails in a big way.
Quickly off the rails. Yeah, this is not ideal. This is not a great situation. We were mentioning at one point at like 4 to 6, it was like, okay, if they can just get together like 1 to 2 more rounds, then you have a little bit of you're okay with it. And obviously, they didn't get there. So a huge mountain to climb for EG, starting with the pistol.
Brokey clocking in at 16 to 4, which is pretty great. And Twist is there at 15 kills, 13 on carry. They're just having such a good time.
Well, it really shouldn't be super surprising to anyone. I mean, obviously with Brokey's level of play this year, that's one factor, but also new team, new in-game leader, shuffling players, and even Rush coming back in for automatic. You're going to be a little bit messy on your flashbangs and your timings and your utility to force map control and force operas off angle. So yeah, Brokey had a bit of a field day in that first half. Had success everywhere he went.
And unfortunately, in some way, it might even be more tricky on the CT side because, you know, at least on the T side, like we saw, you can try to run some defaults. They had some rounds even in losing that they looked like they could have won, you know, some basic B executes that can work even at the worst of times. So on the CT side, though, I mean, getting the rotations down perfectly and saving all the nades and everything else, it might be very tricky. And you're playing up against Kerrigan as an in-game leader, which is never a good time.
Ooh, Nealon's on his horse trying to get over. Rush has to slow it down. There's the first kill. That's not bad. Kerrigan's a little bit blind. Missed shots from Rush. Nealon can't make it through the smoke. That's going to be the bomb site lost and overrun by the Glocks of EG. Hex is already here on the flank, and he looks like he wants to get tricky.
I thought he had the game. It looked like a knife out from Kerrigan, and he's going to go down. Oh, no. Rops is going to fall next, and now Rain and Brokey are the only ones alive here. 2 versus 2 with the bomb freshly planted, so there is a chance for EG to go for the retake. Brokey's going to find one and Rain on the other one. And even though it had a real opening there, EG, it'll be Faze to pick it up.
I think that retake beginning was like the worst moment for Faze. I have to imagine they were all reloading. Because when that initial contact comes in, nobody's able to really fight back. Super awkward. They still get it done. 12 to 4.
I mean, Kerrigan stayed alive, but I think his teammate was actually in the middle of that reload, even though he was buying time technically. But the fun and games are over, especially for EG. 12 to 4 right now. Faze looking to close this one out really, really quickly. Again, we don't really be surprised, but would still like to see EG pick up some more rounds just to have a sense of, you know, of what might work, or just to get the roster a little bit of more experience in general playing against the top team like this one. Kerrigan with a couple of kills with a Mac 10, technically finding a third one in Breeze, so a lot of information to be handed over the rest of the team. Twist is ready if Breeze wants to come through. Smoke being set up here. Gonna be calling it in. So look at the 2-man stack. So just a question of timing at the moment. There comes Breeze with the deagle, but Brokey's there to receive him on the other side. And Hex now 1 versus 4 inside of the bomb site. Brokey's gonna find it. We did have the 5-7, which has been having some highlights recently.
And look at how hard, I mean, just look at the style in which Twist kind of entered into water, into grill area. You know, like quietly just kind of walking there. So there was never any timing, never any sound cue for EG to get used to. They didn't know how to really spring the trap that they had set up. Even the players following in were kind of walking and silent as well. So no ability to track where Faze was actually going. 13 to 4. Faze just 3 rounds away from a nice quick start to their map of Blast Premier, their first map of Blast Premier.
That's a good opening. What we're seeing here. Good chance to get warmed up. They're having...
That's a laugh.
Having such a good time.
That's a gift.
You don't ever really want to see your opponents laughing that way, do you?
No, like laughing is one thing. Laughing of like, what am I seeing is a whole different beast.
Condescending laugh. Well, you don't have to fight back harder. He's 19-4 right now, Broky. So I don't know what the record is the current moment for the Blast ecosystem in terms of ratings. I don't think Broky's hitting it just yet, but you know, a couple of good, you know, quad kill rounds here. Maybe it's possible. Broky showing up with the Galil, and it's a nice triple spray down. If you're going to be winning this hard, at least make it a record, you know? Try and see if you can find it.
True. What is the, I'm trying to think, I wasn't keeping track of how long this run is at one point. What was like 4, what was it when EG got their 4th round?
I think it was 4-4.
Okay,
right?
That's not good.
I want to say.
I was hoping it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, well. They're getting beat up so bad that even you, Jason, started to take pity, which is rare.
It was 4-3.
All right.
They took a 1-round lead. So it's been what, 11 straight now for Faze. They've had no issues.
That's a real issue. They have rifles now though. A pretty standard type setup. Nothing wrong with that. Running down to Nealon. It's actually going to work just fine. Running out of bullets though, not that great. Kerrigan comes through the punish, and because of that deeper smoke behind him, Rush can't really help out that easily, so quick trade out there. Kerrigan take a lot of damage, so maybe they can still win the round.
Quickly looking like they want to take advantage over towards A. They know a rotation is going to be heading towards the B bomb site. Breeze gets dropped. Important trade from Hex as he gets aggressive, but now FaZe is feeling Broky and Rain like they have a 2v1 here. Reinforcements are coming. Good play from Hex to get aggressive, and Cirque has the line behind him. They finally stopped the run at 11.
Nicely done. That was a long battle from pretty much from the start of it by quad, and then it just kept going, trading and trading and trading, but in the end trading favorably for EG. So this really never stopped. You could see how they just keep going. 14-5, and you're right, finally putting a little bit of a slowdown on the FaZe side. Yeah, Chicken was stuck by the bench and T-spawn.
Not the smartest animals.
No, I doubt it. I don't have any personal experience, but I'll take your word for it.
Ooh, aggression from the SMG. Nealon gets blinded right at the end. Never knew Twist was on the other side of things. He protects his Opper. He's going to start leading the way towards the B bomb site. They might not even be afraid to just challenge it off the bat, but smoke comes up and Twist is happy to wait. Early smoke caused at the B bomb site. So EG, even out of a victory, are going to have some utility problems in the later stages of this round.
Maybe for the same reason, the FaZe are quite happy to slow this down and just take a look around, see what happens. Not hearing anything more going down at the moment, so been a minute since that smoke evaporated over at the B bomb site. Putting a little bit of pressure on the archway is Rain. Still keeping 2 people here and 2 people at the B bomb site.
And Breeze is shifted over into the site itself. Previously, they were just holding on to Rap side with no real presence at the A bomb site. However, FaZe is lining up. This looks to be a fake. Looks to be Rain and Kerrigan applying pressure, showing presence. If that gets a kill, that would be huge, but it's handled well. All that's left is the 3-on-2 at the B bomb site. The fake falls flat.
And if they got either one of those kills, presumably it's going to work out beautifully. But now they actually could be in a little bit of trouble. 25 seconds. Molotov not quite spreading into the corner, so a chance for Rush to still have an impact with this M4. 20 seconds now on the clock. They're starting to make their way through, but Broky gets blown up before they even get the bomb plant. And Rush will find a kill on Rops. Stops the bomb plant on Twist. Can't really keep doing that. And he's all alone. Looking to do some more damage. Again, the mechanics is great to watch. Look at all of this. A couple of more kills going his way, but they're still going to lose the round.
No, but those are nice kills at the end. That's a good play from Twist to come back for the fight and just see what you can get. 2 frags, take some money away. FaZe is going to be, I think, on a half buy in this next round. They're not going to try and force up, so any of that limiting of the money growth for EG is massive. And EG just barely recover.
You could see the plan in action there for FaZe, but great defense over at the A bomb side. If they don't actually get that defense in, it's possible that they would start to rotate people out of the B bomb side.
Yeah, if one of those kills comes out, Cirque leaves entirely. He's stuck in CT spawn, and then you never know what you can get. Maybe there's a little bit more time. There's not an op shot at Coffins to kind of take the attention away from Rush's position. That could have been dangerous. So Deagles for FaZe, which is still can present a problem.
Yeah, quite a few.
What were you doing in 2012 when Counter-Strike started?
I had gone through, I think, ditching my 3rd degree or something like that in university.
Nice. What was it?
It was physics and then biology and then English, and it's just I'm not good at any of it. So
You really had like a sliding scale of difficult degrees to go through. You started at physics and you're like, this is too much work. You go down to biology, too much work. English.
Exactly. You know who's good at physics though? It's Carrigan. Landing, doing the trigonometry with the deagle, hitting the headshots. I can't believe it, but somehow they're actually in this round. They're getting the bomb plant. Actually, EG are just walking away from it. Wow, they can't even do it. Yeah, physics is very hard. Biology is very hard. English, very easy. But also boring at the same time. So yeah, I guess mostly I was just racking up student debt. That's
the American way.
Good way to spend time, I guess.
Nice.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it's all you can do.
I remember, to be honest, years later, my wife told me this. She said, because at some point I think I had been Counter-Strike for a week, and I basically told her, I said, I'm going to quit university for like the 5th time, and I'm gonna pursue this. You shouting into the microphone thing, and she was like, yeah, okay. And she told her parents, and her dad had said, like, are you sure that this is gonna actually, like, is this really like a good idea, in a concerned way?
Yeah.
Which I can appreciate. Like, I think that's a reasonable question.
No, it definitely is.
So he's got a lot of depth, and he's talking about video games. Is that
am I reading this right?
Yeah. Am I connecting all the dots? Tough times. 22nd round, and a steal. Not by Faze, but just by Carrigan. Headshots all across the board with the deagle, and now they're 1 round away from taking it back here. Nice grenades, and a combination of Rush and Nealon to take down Twist, which seems like justice. I remember Nealon a couple of times burning alive at the bottom of Banana there, so good to get some revenge.
Yeah, that's a good sequence from EG. Double nade towards tree, force out the Opera. You're fighting with it as well through the smoke. Molotov to prevent anyone from re-peeking for the fight back. That's a kill and massive damage onto Brokey. So Rops is going to be put in position and activated to try and make something happen. We know he's a bit of somewhat of a maestro in this position and how he can find openings from a very difficult spot on the map to do it.
That flashbang is so good, but Breeze was just maybe a couple of inches further back. Otherwise, Rops would have definitely killed him right then. So nice setup here. AWP on Cirque to bring down Rain. Something I really miss. Cirque's AWPing at one point was a beautiful thing to watch.
It certainly was. Carrigan's going to get close up behind the B smoke. They're looking for someone to produce anything, and they're hoping the timing of this play from Carrigan is going to catch him off. He jumps into the spawn smoke, and he does find it. Creative way to find an entry, and you've got to be crapping your pants if you're Nealon right now. SMG, 1v3 it feels at this bomb site, hiding for the moment. Carrigan, he doesn't know where you are. Nealon's position given up, but they still need to clear him out. 15 seconds on the clock, and this has to be fast. Brokey can't find anything, and Nealon is going to survive. Hex and Cirque get the final 2 kills.
That was well done. I mean, even though it seems like he's not doing much, just the fact that he doesn't show himself to Carrigan for a long, long time back there, by the time he does, the backup is there. So well done. Nice, as you said, creative way for Carrigan to open it. I actually thought for a minute there they were going to be able to win the round even behind it, but couldn't find that last anchor on the B bomb site. So 15-7. Again, the chances for EG to win this are very, very, very low, but I think that they're getting enough on the board now that they have something to look for, and they're getting tested in a real way here.
No, but EG's one of those teams that it's important that you watch this game with the proper context of what kind of a position this team is in, right? Because if you put them in the same context as a Faze or even as like a Liquid, should be contending to make it all the way to the fall finals out of the group stage, should be contending for incredible performances and great games, then this is going to be disappointing. But this is still very early in the lineup's lifeline, so yeah, I mean, this is really kind of an investigative tournament, it feels, for EG, just to see what they're working with and help them kind of plan the route they're going to take moving forward.
Getting up to 7 with the rifles that they have, they can make it a little bit of a run of this. Deagles, just a Glock on Carrigan. Rain already going down early on, and Breeze, he's going to continue. M4A4 in hand, so he's got some bullets still left. I thought the change to the M4A1 would have would have made a bigger difference inside of the server at a professional level. But so far, I feel like it's still seeing a lot of M4A1s.
Yeah, no, definitely. Still very, very strong.
And no R8s, unfortunately.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's very sad.
Brokey and Kerrigan trying to find something with these Deagles. Nobody's in pit, nobody's home. Rush is in the bomb site, 2 clean kills. And EG continue to fight on, knocking on the doors of double digits.
They're getting there, slowly but surely. And still, I mean, taking a real fight to Faze at the moment on that banana position. They're not afraid to go, and they trust in their nades. They know, they feels like they know what they're doing, so that's good. That's a good way to get started. And we're seeing Tech9s and Deagles now, so Faze taking a deep breath before they're going to try and close it out in the next round, unless they can find a real cool opening here, which wouldn't leave that completely off the table either.
This is where it's going to be interesting to see the defense that EG mounts, because I mean, if FaZe gets space to work with towards A, like in hulls, and if they get brackets control with these pistols, they can set up a really, really deadly hulls pop, a swarm towards that bomb site. So I'm curious to see how EG decides what kind of aggression they're going to come out with. Breeze in the pit for the moment. You've got Hex and Qua underneath the balcony, and Cirque on rap side with the AWP. Even Rush is rotated over.
Nice Molotov on Hex. He's going to be forced forward while he's trying to get that spree. What a turnaround. A Tech9 twist is there with the kill as well. And now it's a 2-on-2. Rush very low on health. And Robs, he's hearing the footsteps. He knows where Breeze is. He's going to find him easily. And now it's all on Rush. A minute. The bomb is in the middle here, but I don't even think they realize. So Rush is running away. And that surely, I don't know, it might have been heard by Twist. They're going to pick up the bomb and go straight for this plant. So, oh, wow. What a way to trade their way through there. Faze probably going to win this one.
This is the frustrating thing about Rops is, I mean, Breeze was watching for that exact play for a long, long time. And Rops waited until he knew it. Breeze had no other options but to shift his gaze away. Strong victory for Faze. 16-8. EG's opening with his new roster is spoiled. But I don't think anyone expected to see the upset here today.
No, probably not. And they got a little bit on the board. They managed to show something. So, and again, playing against the best team in the world.
I never noticed that Rain's jersey number is 69. Shout out to our boy.
Yeah, there we go. Well, maybe we can investigate that some more. We've got James ready.
Thank you very much, guys. I've got Twist with me to the side here as FaZe do get their first best-of-1 win over that one. And, well, did you have any rust coming back in? You know, saw a bit of that fight at the beginning from him, at least.
I think first match of the season is always like a bit shaky. You know, it's just a different feeling. It's a special feeling. Kind of adrenaline comes back faster and you're not used to it. But I don't know, overall I'm pretty happy with the team performance. We're taking it, I guess, pretty slow and just trying to have fun and, you know, use our team play to carry us through.
And it did look like you were having fun. I saw the smiles on the faces, but you also need to make sure that you remember, you know, how to focus in and even on a game like this so you don't let anything go wrong.
Yeah, of course. I mean, we can't underestimate any team at this event, and you know, even though they have a stand-in, you know, they just make changes and stuff. They obviously still want to show a good performance for themselves and for their organization. So, of course, it's important that we take the match serious.
And in terms of the other teams in the group, there's Big and Heroic on the other side. Who do you think is the biggest threat to you here?
I would have to say probably Heroic in this group. I mean, they had unfortunately for them, they had an underwhelming performance with their debut with Yabi. Yeah. But I think Yabi is a really good player, and on paper it fits well for their team. But I don't think we should have any issues in this group.
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see how it goes down. Twist, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I want to go all the way back. And let's talk about your time in TSM, which became TQM, which became the entity we all know as Astralis now eventually. That was, I mean, first of all, you stepped into that team out of the fetish era of the in-game leader, and he brought in great CT sides. He was great on defense. They were known for their defensive halves. Offensive sides really struggled. And obviously, at that time in the existence, a team known for not being able to get over the hump and kind of win the big games. When you stepped into that team, like what did you really feel like was kind of your focus as the leader? Like what did you identify as the problem that you wanted to fix to make this team get to the next level?
I think
what I saw when I got the offer, I was pretty surprised because they're the best team in Denmark and one of the best in the world, right?
Yeah.
They just needed a little more extra to become the best. So yeah, when I got the offer, I was on the way out of CSGO basically, and I was on the way to finish my master degree. And
That's right.
Like, now CSGO is done. But they came in and I was like, okay, let's give it a year and see what happens. But one of the main concerns I had about the team was like, they felt flat on the T side. It felt like they had too slow paced and they were putting situations where they might do wrong decisions based off maybe some nerves and stuff like that. So I think what I brought was explosiveness. That means the players don't have to decide to go A or B in that moment. If I say A, we all explode and we trade. And I felt that made them better in that sense of how they reacted and we could trade.
Yeah.
Because that was the main concern when Faze played. It felt like so slow paced and it felt obvious where they went that they couldn't use the skills.
It's very readable, yeah.
Yeah, but the city side was always good, so I didn't change anything to that. So I think I just brought a new identity, new ideas to the table that I've never seen before. And I'm come from a different era of CS, right? I came from 1.6 and they had a source caller. So I think it just gave some fresh ideas to the table, and I think that's why we also overcame the situation and won some tournaments in that year.
Yeah, you guys did manage to get some trophies, but as you mentioned, kind of the big ones always still eluded you. Is that mostly like the mental game that you kind of just touched on, and what kind of we saw from the outside was just pressure got to this team and got to these guys? Like.
Here we go. We're back. It's a quick turnaround. We have got Heroic and Big, and the odds, they favor Heroic, but not that much. This is such an open game. It's a best of one. Anything could happen, and yet you were the only one, Jason, that picked Big for this one.
The only one with faith, the only one who believes. I like this Keto coming back into this lineup. I mean, for a lot of reasons, but I think they put it well. I think it was Tapson in the pregame or in the pre-show who was kind of saying in his interview with Banks that Keto's done great work like with the academy team and being like kind of a leadership figure for them, and then also like jumping back in, because remember, like the last few months for Big before the player break was like Gabi was out with an event, Crimbo was out for some events. You know, they've had players in and out, and Keto's always been the one they've called upon to come like fill that position. Like for 3 different players in this team, like Keto stood behind the team when Gabi was out. He played for Crimbo. Like he's been great. So I mean, reward him with that kind of a value, and played admirably as well.
I can appreciate it too. I think he's been doing